I cut the check, I cut the check, I cut the check. Tell my niggas we up next, so we up next. She shot a text, she shot a text, she shot a text. Kill the I might put the different day, put a nigga on that same shit. I've been ballin' with my niggas, Kevin Cambridge. Oh, you drippy, but you better tuck your chain quick.
What's up, y'all? We back on Between the Lines podcast. This past week, let me slow down. This past week has been a very exciting week for our sports. We had a lot of games on Sunday, a lot of football games on Sunday. Great nighttime games. We had great Western Conference and Eastern Conference final games. So I'm just get straight into it. I'm gonna start with the Western Conference finals since that's the most recent thing that happened. I'm gonna start with Game 1, Lakers versus the Nuggets. The Lakers completely demolished the Nuggets, and it was fun to watch. Fun to watch AD just take control like he should be. Like AD deserves a lot more recognition, but it's so much that you can say about him that's like bad, like off of past tense as far as his days with the Pelicans goes. But like, it's no reason why if you're naming your top 5, AD shouldn't be thought about as far as top 5 players in the league. And he basically showed it the other day, just dominating Jokic and just dominating the whole Nuggets team. Like on this Nuggets team, nobody can really guard AD, and he basically proved it the first game. Had 37 points. I don't know how much rebounds he had, but he was dominating. LeBron had a decent game too. Our bench played. We got a nice contribution from our bench, and that's something that we don't get much often, except Rondo nowadays. So that was really nice to see. The Nuggets just missing shots, not looking like the Nuggets we've been seeing the whole playoff. So I really wasn't one of those people that was gonna hop on that wave and say, "Oh, Lakers in 4." Like everybody was saying, Lakers in 4, sweep. Oh, LeBron's about to get his 4th ring easily. Nobody can play with this team. I'm not going to say that because I've been watching basketball. I've been watching these last 2 series that the Nuggets have been in. They're not afraid of nothing. They're not really fazed by being down by 15 in the 4th quarter, and they'll easily come back in a heartbeat and take control and win the game by 10. Like I've seen them do that plenty of times. So I really wasn't going to hop on that wave. Then the next game, Game 2, they almost beat us. They were killing us. LeBron was selling. We was blowing them out by like 15. Like I just said, they came back in the 4th quarter and was winning. And then when it came to the crunch time, it's only 2 people that scored in the last 5 minutes of the game. Anthony Davis and Jokic. Jokic's team was down by 8. The Nuggets were down by 8 in the last 3 minutes. Jokic scored 11 straight points by himself. Anthony Davis scored 8 straight points by himself. It was just amazing to see. Like, this big man battle that we're seeing is amazing. And people was so quick to say, oh, well, in the beginning, like before any games happened, they were going to say, oh, Anthony Davis is going to stop Jokic. All that hype about Jokic about to stop. Jokic was going after Anthony Davis in them last 5 minutes. And he hit potentially the game-winning shot over Anthony Davis. But then a mishap happened on the play after that. Rondo passes the ball in. 2.8 seconds on the clock. Lakers down by 3. Actually, they're down by 2. 2.8 seconds on the clock. Anthony Davis comes around the screen. It really wasn't a screen. LeBron didn't really set a screen. So I can understand why Jeremy Grant didn't switch. But you should have switched, or Mason Plumlee should have switched, did something, because AD was basically wide open for a 3. Mason Plumlee got there, but it was already too late. AD set his feet. It was already his shooting form. It was over. AD cashed that. And that's something different from a lot of players from a lot of big men that AD can hit that shot. You can run a screen 2 to 3 for AD Anthony Davis. He's 7 foot, a big man. That's different. That you can't say about a lot of big men. But I don't know. This big man battle we've been getting is amazing. LeBron and basically the 4th quarter was terrible. Just terrible. Falling all over the place, complaining for fouls, getting blown by on defense. It was just terrible. We seen the Nuggets had great contribution off the bench. Michael Porter had, I want to say, 18. Monte Morris is basically proven that he's one of the best backup point guards in the league. Can bring instant playmaking. Not bad defense, but he does get attacked sometimes, especially against Rondo. Rondo been attacking him a lot. But playmaking, he can shoot, play off ball, so he's a really good backup point guard. They have Torrey Craig taking good D, hits the knockdown shots when he needs them to. Mason Plumlee with great energy. He can guard AD, not at no elite level, not stopping AD at all, but he's a body. He's a body. I'll give him that. He's a body. So they like their bench played that game. But we won that game 2-0, and everybody was saying again, Lakers are 4, Lakers are 4. And I'm like, I'm not gonna gas this because, bro, that's a once in a lifetime shot. I'm not saying AD is never gonna make that shot again, but that's a great shot that only happened off of miscommunication. And we were down by 10 going into the fourth, and they came back. They almost beat us. So it should have been 1-1, but he made that shot. Great shot. So I'm not going to say they're going to sweep us. And I mean that we're going to sweep them. And we did not. They came out and just killed us yesterday. Yes, the game ended by, they won by at least like 12. But you can tell that they just, at the last, I want to say, 8 minutes of game 3, they just like the Nuggets weren't playing their game well. Frank Vogel, the coach of the Lakers, he threw out a zone and the Nuggets didn't know how to beat it. They were trying to go to like Monte Morris, Jeremy Grant, and it wasn't working. Trying to get Jokic in the middle of the floor, but it just wasn't working. It was not working. So at that moment, the Lakers kept getting steals. They were hacking like I don't know what, getting steals. LeBron had 6 straight dunks. 6 straight points in a row. And it was just like, yo, are we about to come back? Are we really about to sweep them? I was like, whoa. Don't tell me they about to choke this lead. And then Jamal Murray says no. No. He hit Alex Caruso with a cold move. He went to his left, drove to his left. Act like he was about to spin. He crossed over it. Act like he was about to spin. Fake the spin. Step back to the 3. Catch in the Caruso face. Then, that was one important play. The next important play. He broke the zone. And they were doing like a give and go with him and Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap gave it to him. And he acted like he was going to shoot it. He came up. So the defenders, they closed out on him. He acted like he was going to shoot it. Dunk pass to Paul Millsap, who was right under the hoop. So he dunked it. Then he had that deep 3 in Anthony Davis' face. 3 important plays that just sealed the game, basically. It just sealed the game. And like I said with him, it's just like, it's amazing to watch because I was one of those people when he got that $28 million contract a year. I was like, 28 million? I was like, he didn't deserve that. But he's proven everybody wrong. Everybody. Nobody. You cannot tell me you think Jamal Murray will be doing this in the playoffs. Yes, you probably thought, oh, he'll be better than he was in the regular season, but dude's averaging 29 points, 6 assists, and clutch as hell in the final minutes of the game. And it's amazing to watch. 2 50-point games, 4 40-point games. Like, you can't tell me you didn't you thought he was gonna do that. You can't tell me you thought he was gonna be the leader along with Jokic to beat the Clippers, who a lot of people had winning the championship. You can't tell me that. You can't. So I'm amazed at what I'm watching. And he's starting to become one of my favorite players. Like, I love watching this dude. And I'm telling you, we bet not come out next game on just LeBron and AD to try to win the game. We bet not come out like that because they will win again because this whole team is playing. Jeremy Grant had 28 points, playoff career high. Jokic had 22 and 10, but that was like a bad game, but that's still a great stat. And he played pretty good defense to me. Torrey Craig came out and played great defense. Gary Harris hit his shots that he's supposed to make and played his defense. Monte Morris hit his shots. Michael Porter Jr. had another 15-point game. Actually played good defense like I know my boy Michael can play. And I'm like, yo, this team can beat us. This team can beat us. This team can really go all the way. We better not come out slacking. And this is what I've been saying. I don't like that we have nobody that can create for their own. It's just AD and LeBron. That's it. Kuz, nothing. Alex Caruso played good defense. That's it. Rondo really took over in the fourth quarter, but in the last 2 minutes, Jamal Murray started torching everybody. Dwight, foul. Just everything. Foul. JaVale McGee didn't even play. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Danny Green hit no shots. It's just like, yo, we're not gonna win if y'all gonna keep doing this. We're not going to win if we have no contribution. LeBron is arguably the best player in the world. AD is arguably top 5 player in the world. We will not win if we're just relying on them two to do everything. We won't. It won't happen. It won't. And you will have these casual NBA fans that think that can happen. It won't happen. It won't. It won't. We need help. Kyle Kuzma, we need an 18-point game out of you. You can do it. And this is the thing with Kyle Kuzma. I feel like he getting too Hollywood. Always posting pictures of his clothes. All just like you could tell he's heavily into fashion. I'm okay with that. But your game, like, bro, focus on why you're here. Like, your game is, you're not doing nothing. And I understand it might be hard for him because he's also a player like Brandon Ingram, who I think if you get Kyle Kuzma away from LeBron, he will shine. I think he will shine. But still, you're not really playing with LeBron a lot. You're on the bench. They want you to be the best 6 man in the league. And you're not doing nothing. Nothing. LeBron passed it to him wide open, and he hesitated for the 3. And I'm like, yo, shoot it. Shot it and smacked the mess out of the rim. I'm like, Kyle. Bro, I know you're better than that. I know Kyle Kuzma is better than that. I just need a little bit more, Kyle. I need 18. We need 18 because we don't get nothing from you, and we're definitely not getting nothing from nobody else. We will lose this. But that's enough with that series. Game 4 comes on tomorrow. I want to say LeBron's going to come out with a different mentality. Yes, he had a triple-double, but I feel like it's just going to be straight scoring from him tomorrow. So I want to say we're going to win. But I just don't know what our bench players. I don't know. But on the other side, we got the Heat versus the Celtics. Heat won first 2 games. And I think this Heat team, me as a Lakers fan, I don't want to play this Heat team. I don't at all. I want to play this Heat team. Because they have the perfect team to beat us. Jimmy Butler, Jay Crowder, Andre Iguodala, Derrick Jones Jr. All 4 of them players can guard LeBron. 2 of them can guard LeBron at an elite level. The other 2 are just great, good defenders that can guard LeBron. Bam Adebayo can bang with Anthony Davis. They have shooters that we wish we had. And Tyler Hero is not only a shooter. He can create his own shots. You've seen the boy had 18 points in the first half of Game 3. I forgot to talk about Goran Dragic. Basically, being not carrying, but the MVP of this team for the playoffs for me, dude's been averaging 22 points. And they figured him out in Game 3. The Celtics kept attacking him. He was really wasn't doing nothing. It just keeps getting dark and keep getting bright. I mean, dark and bright. Like, come on. But yeah, he was getting attacked in Game 3, and he wasn't doing nothing. But dude's still been averaging 21 points. His defense is not that bad to me. But, like, you can see when the Heat, they're kind of a young team. So you can see when they try to get all rowdy or when the team that they're beating comes back a little bit, you'll see Gordon Hayward take his time, slow the game down, become a playmaker and make for himself, but not only himself, for the team, too. That patented Gordon Hayward screen with Bam Adebayo is almost unstoppable most of the time. So this team, I just don't want to face it because they have what we want, what the Lakers want. We want shooters. I'm sorry, Danny Green, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Y'all not shooting good. I'm not gonna say y'all not shooters, but y'all not shooting good. We want players that can create for their own. They got Goran Dragic and Tyler Hero. We want bench contribution. Jay Crowder, Goran Dragic, Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, Kelly Olynyk, Derrick Jones Jr. Like we want this team. We want this, but they have it, and Jimmy Butler is the right person to be at the top because when it comes down to them final minutes, Jimmy Butler, he might not make the game-winning shot, but he'll make the game-winning play, and that's how he's been. Bam Adebayo's been out here showing that he's a top 5, arguably top 3 big man with elite defense, and he's scoring now. Just like he understands, like, yo, you're a big body, you're dominant in the paint, be dominant. So he's understanding that. Tyler Hero's confidence is through the roof after Game 3. Like I said, 20 points in the first half. So I don't want to face this team. I think they're going to beat the Celtics team in 6. I'll give the Celtics 2 wins. They probably won't win tonight. I'll give them the win on Friday. They haven't played in like 4 days. That's kind of weird. Like, we played Sunday and Friday. They haven't played since Thursday. That's kind of weird. But I don't know. What this. I mean, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're having a good series. Kemba Walker's not having really a good series. But last game, you had Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, and Marcus Smart. They all had 20 points. And when they all have 20 points, it's really hard to beat them. It really is hard to beat them. And it's not just straight 20 points. It's 20 plus. Like 20, I think Jaylen Brown had 26. Jason Tatum had 22. And the other two had 20. And like I said, with Marcus Smart, a player that could be a starting point guard in this league, but he really doesn't want to. He just a player that loves his role as being a great guard player that can hit them knockdown shots, but when you need to slow the game down, he can get his own bucket. They got Gordon Hayward back, so that's a big contribution. So that lineup at the end of the game, that Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward lineup, that lineup's nasty. Fast lineup, everybody can shoot, everybody plays. Oh, never mind. I was about to say everybody plays good defense, but then you got to think of Kemba Walker. They be attacking him, but like, nah, that's a really good fast lineup that they can go throw at the Heat. But I don't got them beating the Heat. It's just too much for the Heat. It's too much. Like, to me, don't tell them why I said this. To me, the Heat are the favorites to win the championship. They are the favorites to win the championship. But we just don't know. We just don't know. Like I said, I don't want to play them boys, boy. I don't. They will beat us. They just, you can tell they want it more. They want it way more than we do. It just looks like LeBron and AD wants to win. Like, well, Rondo's stepping up. Let me not stop. Let me stop saying that. Rondo's stepping up. Everybody else is just not there. Like, Kuz, I'm gonna keep saying your name because I need more. Because I know you can do more. I know Kuz can go out there and give us 18 off the bench. I know he can. It be sometimes we can't even play Kuz because if he's not scoring, he's just out the game. He's getting attacked on defense. It's crazy. It's crazy. Because that's great talent right there. Kuzma is a great talent. I give him that. He's a great talent. But maybe sometimes you just can't play the kid. Maybe sometimes you can't play him. It sucks because he's amazing. I like when Kuz had that, when Anthony Davis was out 2 games in March, Kuz was going crazy. It's going crazy, and that's something he couldn't do. He's one of those players that needs the ball to be effective, and not only to be effective, but like he has to score. That's what he wants. He wants to score. So, hey, I don't know. But going into football, we had a very weird week of football. It was good football games, but everybody got hurt. 2 players on the 49ers torn the ACL. Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. I don't know if he's out for a long time. Saquon tore his ACL. Cortland Sutton tore something in his knee. Tyrod Taylor got a punctured rib. I'm definitely forgetting more because it's way more than 9. Drew Lock hurt his shoulder. It's a lot more injuries. A lot of people got injured this week, and it's crazy, boy. And I feel bad for the 49ers because their last, 2 years ago and the year before and last year, their top picks, Solomon Thomas and Joey Bosa, both tore the ACL. That's their defense right there. That's their defense. They both tore the ACL, and that's wild. They out for the season. That's crazy. Especially for Joey Bosa. I mean, I think that's Nick. Yeah, that's Nick. That's Nick Bosa. They're brothers. One plays on the Chargers. One plays on the 49ers. But, yeah, Nick. Especially for Nick, because last year was his rookie season, and he was already a top player. Like, already top 20 player in the league. And just for you to fall off a cliff like that, now you got to wait till next year to show what you're really about. That's wild. Saquon, you too. I wish speedy recovery for everybody that got hurt this weekend. Yeah, it was just wild. It was some great games though. Great games. One game I really want to talk about is because my dude. Jaguars versus Titans. So going into the season, everybody thought the Jaguars were going to tank because they don't have a quarterback. That's what they think. Gardner Minshew has proven himself on and out. I don't understand. In and out, on and out, whatever, however you say that term. But he's been proving himself for a long time. Last year, I don't know his stats off the brain, but last year he could have won Rookie of the Year if he played the whole season. This year, I was like, I seen enough from him last year. I was like, yo, that dude is nice. Accuracy is there. arm strength is there. He can go out the pocket. He's actually kind of fast, and he's a leader. And then we seen that last week. Well, Sunday, team was down by I want to say 14 in the fourth quarter, and now they're tied up with 2 minutes left. And it sucks that in that 2 minutes, the Titans, they hit a field goal, so now they're up 33-30. And then Gardner Minshew was about to drive his team down there to either potentially score or to kick a field goal, but he threw the ball and somebody on the defense hit it, and it got picked off. And that sucks because he was leading his team back. But I love me some Gardner Minshew. And I feel like he can really lead this team because they got the weapons. Their running back's not that bad. I don't know his name off heart. He's not that bad. They got Allen Hurts, DJ Chark as the wide receivers. Really cool wide receivers. And I keep hearing all this Odell trade talk. Shoot, go over there with him. Go over there because Gardner Minshew will give you that ball. He'll give you that ball, dude. How many times did he throw that game? Because they throw the ball a lot. 45 times. He had 339 yards, 3 touchdowns. So they give you that ball. Chris Conley over there, Tyler Eifers over there. This Jaguar seems pretty nice. But another dude I want to talk about. This is my dark horse for MVP. I was talking to my dad about this later. He said I was tripping. But Bills versus Dolphins. My boy Josh Allen is here, guys. He's here. He's a person that can throw like Patrick Mahomes, speed like old Cam Newton, big like Cam Newton, and he's smart. And he's a leader, like I said, for Gardner Minshew. Like, all he needed was a number 1 wide receiver, and now he has that Stephon Diggs. Sunday, 415 yards, 24 for 35 passing, 4 touchdowns, no interception. Dog the Miami Heat. Even though the Miami Heat almost came back, well, look what I say. I said Josh Allen needs a number 1 wide receiver because he really never really threw the ball like that. Because yes, John Brown's cool, Cole Beasley's cool, but that's it. That's all he really had. Well, now he has a number 1 wide receiver. 8 yards, 153 reception yards. 8 receptions, 153 yards from Stephon Diggs. That's all Josh Allen needed. That's all he needed. A dude that he can trust. John Brown, 4 yards, 4 receptions, 82 yards. Cole Beasley, 5 receptions, 70 yards. Like, Josh Allen is legit. This Bills team is legit. Elite defense, elite offense. Really, only thing that lacks is their running back, but Devin Singletary is not that bad to me. He's not that bad. So, hey, this Bills team is nice. We also had the Ravens versus the Texans. That really wasn't. It was Ravens blew them out. It was obvious. I knew it was gonna happen. I'm not really a big fan of this Texans team. Yes, Deshaun Watson is good, but he has no weapons. Will Fuller is a decent wide receiver, not a number 1 option though. Brandon Cooks is washed. JJ Watt had 2 touchdowns. 2 sacks. So that's cool. But other than that, they killed that defense. Ravens put up how many points? Ravens put up 33 points. Score was 33-16 to end the game. Deshaun Watson just could not score he could not lead his team to score on this Ravens defense. I love that rookie middle linebacker on the Ravens defense. Can stick running backs fast. He hits too. So this Ravens team look like they're primed to be one of the best teams in the league. I don't know if they're going to be better than the Chiefs. I still got the Chiefs as being the best team in the league. And after them, I got the Seattle Seahawks. But Ravens going to be up there. We had Giants versus the Bears. Mitchell Trubisky, he's balling. He heard all that talk about y'all saying, hey, trade him. Yeah, he had 2 interceptions, but 18 for 28, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the dub, 10 points in the... Oh, not 10. Oh. He had a really good first half. Second half, he wasn't there. Oh. I didn't watch this game. I'm not watching the Giants Heat game. I'm sorry. Giants Bears game. I'm not watching that. Same with the Rams Eagles. Rams blew the Eagles out. The Eagles. That whole division is trash. NFC East, I want to say, with the Washington team, Eagles, and the Giants and the Cowboys. Except the Cowboys. The Cowboys are They're okay. Everybody else trash. Eagles trash. They're trash. They are. Panthers versus Bucks. I thought this was gonna be a good game. Teddy Bridgewater really didn't have a good game like that. Christian McCaffrey tried to carry it, and he hurt himself. He's one of the players that hurt him. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks. High ankle sprain. Like I said, everybody was getting hurt. It was just crazy to watch. Everybody was getting hurt. Oh, Kale had that. Everybody was getting hurt. He tried to carry the team and then got hurt trying to carry the team. But they lost to the Buccaneers 31-17. Not Drew Brees. Tom Brady had a really good game. Almost let them come back though, but he took off in the fourth and the third quarter. But we also had the Broncos versus Steelers. This was actually a good game. They in the first half, I want to say he got tripped. Drew Lock, the quarterback, got tripped up by T.J. Watt, and he was trying to keep himself up, and Bud Dupree smacked him, and he landed right on his shoulder. Drew Lock was out for the game. A quarterback that the Broncos are so high on. They're so high on. And I see why they high on him. I see exactly why they high on him. He's a really good quarterback. And I don't know how long he's out, but he landed hard on his shoulder. And it was a good game after that, though. They put the backup in, and they do what you usually do when you have backups that you really don't trust like that. You just have them throw short passes, and they were connected. They were really connected. Jeff Driscoll, I want to say, 18 for 34, 256 yards, two touchdowns. That's good. They almost beat this Steelers team, but they lost 26-21. The Steelers team has, if not, the best defense in the league. Only thing that really lacks with them is a good corner. Joe Hayden's past his years, but other than that, everything else about the team, safety's great, linebackers great, linemen great. They play hard too. They hit. You can tell why everybody always fumbling. Another player that got hurt, Malik Hooker on the Colts. I think he tore his ACL too. A lot of ACL tears. Colts beat the Vikings 28-11. Kirk Cousins looking terrible, and that's crazy because I was high on Kirk Cousins. Because he always gets a lot of hate. I was like, yo, he's actually a decent quarterback. Last year, almost won MVP, and now you like this? Come on, dude. Come on. Show me why I was high on you. Don't make me look dumb. We had the Washington team versus the Cardinals. Another one of my MVP dark horses, Kyler Murray. He was 26 from 38, 286 yards, and also had 67 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Great game. He has now a number 1 wide receiver and DeAndre Hopkins, who had 8 receptions for 68 yards, 1 touchdown. So that's going to unleash his game even more. He has an arm fast as I don't know what. He's like a little hamster. He's so little, but his legs just move so fast. He's fat. I seen Dwayne Haskins trying to lead his team back in the last few minutes. The thing with him is it's just off and on. Like the quarterback from the Washington team, I want to say the Redskins so bad, but Washington team. The thing with him is he's just off and on. Like you can see, oh, all right, that's a good pass, Dwayne Haskins. Then he won't make a good pass for like the last 10 minutes of the game. Not the last, for the next 10 passing attempts. Like it's off and on, but like you can see it's there. Like he's getting it. So that's a good sighting for them. They're 1-1, so they're tied for the best record in their division. Division. Chiefs versus Chargers. This is weird. So literally 30 seconds. This is how they said it on like an article I read. 30 seconds before the game, rookie quarterback Justin Herbert from the Chargers was told that he was going to start. He didn't think he was going to start. Well, he's going to start because Tyrod Taylor had a ruptured rib. He tried to get an IV, and the doctor ruptured his rib, so he couldn't play. They had to take him to the hospital and everything. And Justin had a good game. He had almost beat the championship team. He 22 for 33 passing, 311 yards, 1 touchdown, also 1 rushing touchdown. So he had a really good game, and I like what I've seen from him. He's really fast and like. He's also another player like Joe Burrow who just lets the game come to him. He don't try to rush nothing. He don't force nothing. That's what I like from him. Chiefs look kind of bad. Number 1 rusher was Patrick Mahomes. That's terrible. I didn't see that. That's terrible. Pat Mahomes, hey, we all know him as one of the best quarterbacks of this league right now. And when it comes down to it, he probably will be the best ever. But he's no runner. He can run, but he's no runner. And for him to lead the team in rushing that day, that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary. They almost lost this thing. They almost lost. It went to overtime. They almost lost this thing, but they didn't. We also had MVP versus MVP match yesterday. I mean on Sunday night. Cam Newton versus Russell Wilson. Seahawks versus Patriots. Cam Newton got stopped on a 4th and goal for the last play of the game, and that's crazy because they tried to run it with Cam Newton, and they was on the 1 yard line. I'll do the same thing. Cam Newton's 6'7", 250, huge. I would do the same thing, and the Seahawks defense stopped him. He had a great game though, 30 for 44, 397 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns, and dang, Julian Edelman was killing. 8 receptions, 179 yards. But on the other side, Russell Wilson, it's MVP. He's gonna win MVP, guys. He's gonna win it. This is him and Patrick Mahomes, top 2 players in the league for me. But so accurate, 288 yards, 21 from 28 passing attempts, 5 touchdowns, 39 rushing yards. It's amazing to watch him. You really can't sack him. He gets out of his sack so easily. Like you be like Thomas, you be like, oh, he about to get sacked. And he just spins out of it. Some weird stuff that he does. I'm like, he's a wizard. He's a wizard. DK Metcalf is here. DK Metcalf, the wide receiver for the Seahawks, he's here. He was torching Stephon Gilmore, the defensive player of the year last year. He was torching him. They got in a little fight. I like that from DK. You're supposed to be a second-year player. You fighting the defensive player of the year. Hey, and you're going after him. Then he posted a picture. Hold on. He posted a picture and said some slick stuff that I like. He said, show me my opponent. Looking at Stephon Gilmore. I like that. That's DK right here. I like that. Said, show me my opponent. I like that. Look like he flexed up on him. I like that a lot. But last game we had, disappointing. I'm a Saints fan if you guys don't know. We got killed. We got killed by the Raiders. And my best friend is a Raiders fan. And if you're watching this, Nasir, I know you're not because you don't like me like that. You're not watching my podcast. It's like, nah. But I was talking bad about his team all day. I was like, yo, we about to blow y'all out. It's not even going to be a competition. And for the first 10 minutes of the game, it looked like we was about to blow them out. Score was 17-7. Bro, I'm so scared and depressed because Drew Brees does not look the same. It's scary. I'm not even going to say. I'm a big Drew Brees fan. My favorite player of all time after Reggie Bush. But he's just not the same. The accuracy is not there. And like you can see he's getting old. He's getting tapped. Like getting hit a little bit. Then he get up. He limping. I'm like, Drew, don't leave me so soon. He's 41. So it's going to happen. I just don't want it to happen right now. Like we got a perfect team. Like we need to win the championship. But they exposed us. Our defense is trash. Cornerbacks, trash. Linebackers, they're not trash. But Darren Waller is a beast, so I'll let that slide. He's a beast. He's a wide receiver in the tight end body. Huge. He had 12 receptions, 105 yards. They was basically just throwing the ball to him the whole game. He was killing our linebacker. And Demario Davis, our linebacker, he's an all-pro linebacker. He just could not guard that dude. He's so fast and so big. I don't blame him. I don't. He could not guard him. Derek Carr looked amazing. I'm not going to lie. He looked amazing. It was some throws, like one big throw he missed to Henry Ruggs that would have been a touchdown because Henry Ruggs is arguably the fastest player of all time. But other than that, Derek Carr looked amazing. He looked amazing. So I'm kind of scared for my Saints. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be either us or the Seattle Seahawks to come out the NFC, but I don't know. I don't. Our defense looks so trash. It's so trash. But anyways, man, that's it for today. We got the Heat game that's about to come on. Thursday Night Football. Dolphins versus Jaguars. I should be back probably Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to try to set a schedule so I can do either one podcast or 2 podcasts a day. But it's going to be hard. Not a day, a week. But it's going to be hard because I'm about to start school up. So if I fade away, just comment under the video, be like, Dre, come on, we need a video. Just motivate me, be motivational. But